Hi, this is John Wright. I'm Director of Public Relations for Hardin County Schools. And as we tape this, we're 2 weeks away from the start of the school year. And it's a joyous occasion for us because we get to see all those smiling faces, some 15,000 students coming back to our district, and we are super, super excited. We're almost done with the hiring process. We still have several vacancies, so if you'd like to apply, go online to our website, hardin.kyschools.us, to apply and click the Employment tab. What you're going to see today is a Facebook Live conversation that we had on July the 25th, and we gathered several folks from our departments, from our district departments here at a roundtable conversation, and we just did a Facebook Live conversation. This first one we've ever done. Anything like this, first time we've ever done anything like this. So we had about 50 people at its cap, at its apex, join us for the conversation. We had about 10 questions, and people just submitted questions, and we asked folks. And we had some questions in the can that we asked, just some information that most everybody would like to know. So we shared that as well. So I think you'll enjoy watching. It's very informational, and we hope we can maybe do this again in the future and have our parents, it's just an education piece for our parents. We want to be as transparent and as open as we possibly want to communicate as best that we can, because your children's education and future is out there, and we want to give them the best education possible. So we're looking forward to a great school year. Several people have said this year it's going to be the best school year ever, and we hope that it is. We know that it is with your help. And so watch this Facebook Live conversation. You'll have a good time and learn lots of things about the 2019-2020 school year. We're going to try to answer your questions as you submit those here at the beginning of the school year. So it's 10 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and start. Deanna Glenn is operating the camera for us. HCEC-TV is also here as well, and we'll start off with Mr. Corder. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but Chris Corder is our Director of Transportation for Hardin County Schools. And Chris, probably a lot of people ask the question of where can my child catch the school bus?
Well, that information that went live this morning. Our routing is pretty complete for the upcoming school year. You can go to the Hardin County Schools webpage under the quick links, bus routing information, type in your address, and it'll give you your stop location, the school that you'll attend if you're new to the area. And as always, if you have any questions, you can contact us at the bus garage.
So still need bus drivers, right?
Still need bus drivers. So if you want to drive a bus, you can come on down and we'll give you one.
Brian Lewis from our Student Services Department is here. Brian, a new initiative this year, paperless annual update.
Absolutely. So online registration is new to our district this school year. We're excited about that. Should cut down on the beginning of the year paperwork that parents have to fill out for their students. That can all be taken care of through the annual update process. The window for the annual update begins today. It runs from today, July 25th, through August the 16th. To access that process, you just need a parent portal account. If you don't have that, feel free to call the school. The school can help you set that up. To access the parent portal, you can go to our district webpage. There's a parent drop-down menu up at the top of the page. Once you're on that menu, you can find the parent portal link, and it'll walk you through that process from there. So we're excited about that. If you have any questions, feel free to call the school. They can help you get that done.
All right, we're going to swing back to Janae Sutton, who's joined us from our Family Resource Centers. And Janae, tell us what Family Resource Centers do, and also you're in charge of health for the district. So tell us about what health services we provide in Hardin County Schools.
Yes, within Hardin County Schools, we're excited to have our 22 school nurses, very strong, returning to us in each of our schools. So those services are there daily for your child. You will still see a paper form, a registration form, in order for your child to visit the school nurse. And if there is a temperature taken or anything like that, those are completely free services. If deemed necessary by symptoms and so forth, and they feel like a nurse practitioner is needed in order to assess your child further to see if they have some type of illness such as strep throat, flu, and so forth, they will call you to get your permission first. And in addition, you will have also signed written permission prior to that, but they will call you each time to see if you would like for the nurse practitioner, if you're unable to, say, get off work, if you're out of town at some type of a meeting, or one of your emergency contacts cannot pick up your child, we can have a nurse practitioner come to the school to see your child, and through insurance billing and so forth, we can afford that. But school nurse services are totally free as it continues. Our Family Resource Youth Service team is running strong. We have 20 centers this year. Last year saw the opening of North Park Elementary. They have always had a coordinator, but they shared with Radcliffe Elementary. And this year we do have our 20 Family Resource Youth Service Centers, and they will be there initially. They're looking to make sure your child has the best and most successful start that they can to the school year, whether it's school supplies, some type of clothing, some academic needs where you want to get them connected to some extra supports from the get-go. But please feel free to contact those individuals so that your kid can have a successful start to the year.
All right, we have about 25 people watching now, so if you have questions, please submit those for the beginning of the 2019-2020 school year. Carlina Sharon is our Director of Early Childhood Education, and Carlina, the question always is at the beginning of the year, how do I get my child into preschool? Answer the phone first.
We always try to answer the phone.
Yeah.
So 3 and 4-year-olds can qualify for preschool with a developmental delay, and those areas could include speech, cognitive, motor, behavior. So we look at those areas for 3 and 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds can also qualify by income, and then all 4-year-olds who are in foster care automatically qualify. And for to be considered a 4-year-old, you have to be 4 by August the 1st. So it's as simple as completing an application, and then we take it from there. Once the application is completed, we will call families in for a screening, and then we at the end of the screening, you'll get great information about your child, whether you qualify for preschool or not. But we are fortunate in Hardin County to have some options for children who don't qualify. We do have some other options for them, so I always encourage people to fill out that application. We are super excited that we have an online application we have created this year, so I can send a link to anyone, and that online application, when you fill it out, it will automatically send a copy to us and send a copy back to the parent. So it's a simple process. You would not even have to come in to start out with. But if you don't want to do the online application, you can get an application at your local school. You can call our office and I will happily mail you one. You can stop by central office and we'll give you one.
All right, thank you, Carlina. Greg Sutton is our Chief Academic Officer, and Greg, I'm sure all kinds of new initiatives this year in the classroom that we'll see.
I'm very excited. Everything's about intentional focus this year. We've worked very hard with our principals at the elementary, middle school, and high school levels to create a district focus by month. We have specific look-fors when we're working with teachers, learning targets, comparative thinking, question formulation, discussion techniques, looking at how we can make sure our assessments are aligned with goal-setting processes and the growth mindset. So we're really excited about that. We're going to be doing that for the first time this year. We have a new English Language Learners program going on at the EC3. We're partnering with them. We work with middle school and high school students that are level 1 students that are non-English speaking, and we're hoping to progress those students. So we're doing some neat initiatives. We've got a tech summit going on today. There's 375 teachers at John Hardin High School today working with LATAB and Brandy New to look at how we can better implement technology in the classroom. So we're making a lot of progress. I'm excited about to see what we're going to do this year.
All right, we're up to 30 viewers now. So please just submit your questions, type in your questions at the bottom, and we'll be glad to answer those. We're going to skip Miss Morgan. We're going to save her for last. And Tanya Johnson and Beth Davis from our Child Nutrition Department are here. And guys, I guess the big question for child nutrition is, how do I get my free reduced application in?
Well, we've already started processing several. We've processed over 5,000 applications already.
Right.
There are 15 CEP schools. Those children eat free breakfast and lunch at each one of those schools. The 3 high schools, J.T. Alton and Roneyville and Lincoln Trail and East, are all schools that you need to apply for free and reduced if you wish to try and get your children on that program. At the CEP schools, those children will all get a green form that they will need to fill out at the beginning of the school year, but they will not need to fill out the free and reduced lunch form. The other schools will need to fill that form out if they wish to apply. If you have students that go to both the CEP school and a regular school, you want to fill out the free and reduced lunch form. So we've already processed many. A lot of parents should have already received a letter letting you know the status of your child. If not, you're welcome to give me a call in the child nutrition office. We'll see what we can do for you.
And of course, there's just reemphasize, guys, free breakfast for everybody.
Free
right?
breakfast for all schools. Lunch for full price students is $2.70. Reduced students is 40 cents. And then the CEP schools get free breakfast and lunch.
All right, looking forward to a good year in the lunchroom as well. Donna Foster is our Director of Employment with our Human Resources Department. And Donna, we're still hiring folks. Still need folks to come to work for the district.
We are. We've been super busy all summer long hiring to try to get fully staffed. I can say that every day we get closer to becoming fully staffed as a district. We are still looking for full-time and part-time employees in the district. In the areas, we still need teachers. We still are looking for bus drivers and bus monitors, custodians, food service employees, instructional assistant, and we have our child care workers we still need. And then we need substitutes in all areas. So you can go online to www.hardin.k12.ky.us, Hardin County Schools website. Click the employment tab under the logo, and there's information on the guidelines on how to apply and all of the different positions we still have posted within the district.
Okay. Anything else? Bus drivers, child nutrition. Those are the big ones that we need to
Those
fill,
are.
right? All right. So,
Yes.
all right. We do have a question here. I've heard from several people that teachers are relying on students to have cell phones in middle schools to download apps for work and taking pictures of the information on the board to help with their homework. What happens when the child doesn't have a cell phone? Mr. Sutton? What do you think about
Well,
that?
we provide technology for the students, but we
Right.
have sets of Chromebooks in the school they're allowed to use, and a lot of times we don't check them out to send them home, but we'll provide what they need to complete the instruction they're at the school.
Right. We're not
Right.
going to let that prohibit
from completing their work.
instruction.
That's right.
That's exactly right. So, very good question, Stephanie. Thank you for sending that in. And Ms. Morgan is superintendent. Terry Morgan is superintendent of Hardin County Schools. And Christmas, I guess it's more like a morning of that you get all kinds of gifts. That's
15,000 plus.
That's
this
exactly
school year.
right. On
Yes.
August the 8th, right? Tell us about first day of school.
First day of school, first, thank you for trusting us with your students. I know for new students, if you're just joining us in preschool or kindergarten, I know you may be a little bit nervous, but I can assure you, you are sending your children to the very best, and we appreciate your confidence in that. This year, Mr. Lewis spoke to you about the paperless application system, or not paperless application, but the student enrollment going paperless. There are still some documents that you're going to have to fill out for your student, and the reason for that is there are different formalities for different parts of government that require us to have some written format. So while we have eliminated, I believe, Mr. Lewis, about 75% of the paperwork, there is still going to be some amount of paperwork. We talked about, Beth shared about the child nutrition, and if you want to complete a form for free and reduced lunch, and then also if your child is at a CEP school, we still need you to fill out that green form because there are other programs that rely on that information, which will allow us to have funding. Also, this school year on transportation, please, it is utmost important that you work together with us to let us know where is your child going to go that first day of school. You may have your home address in Infinite Campus, but maybe your child's going to go to a child care after school. Please make sure to update your teachers on all of that information and the front office staff so that we can make sure we have all the latest information to keep your child safe and get them to where they're supposed to be. Finally, on the first day of school, we will be releasing 1 hour early in the elementary schools with the exception of Lakewood Elementary. Lakewood is on the same time frame as West Hardin, so they will not release the 1 hour early. So it is important for all parents to make that note that expect your children 1 hour early. If you come to pick them up, come on up to the school. And also, please notice that you will need your ID to pick up your students, and again, that is tries to keep them safe at all of our schools. Additionally, our hashtag this year is going to remain HCS, Stronger Together. The reason for that is we feel it had such an impact on our parents and our community. We want to continue to utilize that and do some more work and showcase all the partnerships that we have within our school district and how well supported our school district is by our community. They realize the importance of education, and the more they give to the education system, the more they will get out of it later. And so we greatly appreciate those partnerships. So again, our hashtag will be HCS Stronger Together this year.
Chris, it's important to, if you're going to ride the bus, it's important to ride the bus the first day of school, right?
Yes, and that's what, as we go to open houses, you'll receive a yellow card that has your stop information, times. Please be patient with the times. It's a very fluid situation about the first month of school until we find out who we're actually picking up, who's moved, because the only way we find that out is you're not out. But please be out, please be patient. I promise you, if you're out, stand beside the road, we will pick you up and we will get you to the right school. But yes, just communicate with us, as Ms. Morgan said. If there is a different address you're going to in the afternoon, please send that note into the front office so we can be aware of it, so we can get everybody where they're supposed
And
to go.
we need that extra hour on the first day of school at
Yes.
the elementary school
Yes.
level, don't we?
Yes, some kids have never ridden the bus, and the elementary, we'll have teachers on buses at a lot of the elementary schools, which is a great help to make sure that everybody's tagged, everybody knows where they're supposed to go, and we get them to the right spot.
Brian, I guess this is for you. We had a question. They went to do the online information update, said they went to do that this morning, and it allowed them to do their fourth grader and their second grader, but not their incoming kindergartner. It said not included or no guardian rights. So
any new student to our district is not going to be able to be added through the parent portal and the annual update.
even though they went to preschool?
Correct.
Okay.
So if you have a new student, we ask you to come to the school just as you would have before to register a new student. You can fill out all of that information at the school and walk you through that. What we are trying to make sure of is that all of our new students are aware of the building that they're going to go to, that they're familiar with the school, with the sights, the sounds. It also helps our school staff be familiar with all of our students and all of our parents, and that's what we're trying to achieve in asking new students to come to the building to register, just as they've always done before.
Okay. Sabrina, thank you for your comment. This is great for parents. We appreciate that. We do not have any more questions. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes here, but does anybody have any information that they'd like to share or get out to parents before we start the 2019-2020 school year?
I would like to add on about our health services. We're continuing to partner with Cumberland Family Medical for our Healthy Kids clinics. All of our school nurse clinics are Healthy Kids clinics. And parents, while you will receive on the first day a registration form for school nurse services and those nurse practitioner services, please look in the next week or so. There are so many wonderful services that Cumberland Healthy Kids Clinic will be bringing to our schools through dental services, immunizations. If you wanted to have your child's well-child checkup as well, we always encourage you to have your home physician, whether it's a practitioner or a healthcare provider here locally. That is absolutely wonderful. But if you have not been able to schedule that this summer, we will have the convenience of you having that here if you're not able to see your child's local pediatrician.
Okay. Anybody else?
Mr. Lewis had mentioned the great question that was sent in about the first time we get students, what we want to prevent is someone going online and doing a registration and getting busy and not having that opportunity to bring their student in. So it's really that safety procedure so that we can meet and greet your student for the first time in person. After that initial entry into school, we will then be able to do the updated application process. But it's really important for us to get to know those students when they come into the building. So I know this first time, when you get used to that shortened form, you will really appreciate that. But that first time, we want to give that new student the due diligence they deserve and that personal attention. So just as they move forward through the school system, you'll get to update. But that first time, we want to make that personal connection.
Okay, we have made it up to 40 viewers, and we're refreshing here to see if we have any questions. Does anybody else around the table have anything that they would like to add
I
before
do,
we go?
John.
Yes, ma'am.
So 2 questions that I receive a lot are, when does preschool start? And our first day would be Monday, August the 26th. We start a little after the first day of K-12 because we have home visits to do with all incoming preschool children. And the other question that I receive a lot from families, after August the 26th, can I still apply for preschool? And yes, you can. You can apply for preschool all year long. We place children in preschool classrooms all the way up through May. So if you find out about preschool and you want to apply later in the year, that is perfectly fine. We will take care of you.
The other thing is, many schools will be holding their open houses in the next 2 weeks, so please look online to find the dates and times of the open houses. I know Bluegrass and J.T. Elton have already had their open houses. If you missed that, please feel welcome to go into the school so that your student has the opportunity. But all the other schools, you can look online to find that information, the dates and times of those open houses.
Go ahead, Donna.
I mentioned earlier that you could go to the Hardin County Schools homepage and apply for employment with the district. What I did not mention was that if you don't have access to a computer or you need help with your application, you can go to any of our schools and they can help you get on a computer and apply for a job. Or here at the central office, our central office is located on Jenkins Road in Elizabethtown, right across from New Highland Elementary. And we have staff here and 4 dedicated computers here that you can apply for a job, and we'd be happy to help you.
All right, thank you, Donna. We do have a question. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
I just want to thank parents, obviously with our initiative toward having every child on grade level in reading by 2nd or 3rd grade. We want to make sure to continue to say thank you for reading to your children at night, working on sight words, working on those foundational skills. Those are critical for us moving forward, so thank you all for what you're doing and partnering with our schools and working with the teachers to get those things to work on at night with your children.
Yeah, it's hard to believe there's only 14 days left until the beginning of the school year. We did have, and Mr. Lewis, I don't know, you may be the person to answer this question, who would be an appropriate point of contact about bringing the National Interscholastic Cycling Association programs to the school system? Maybe our athletic directors, maybe at the high school.
I would probably start at the high school level with your athletic director, and if they would like to pursue it from there, the athletic directors can contact us.
It would be an individual school decision to participate in that. So going to each individual school, if you're interested in the cycling or beginning that, talk to that school's athletic director.
Ms. Sharon, I was told by my child's preschool teacher that we did not need to register her for kindergarten if she went to preschool in the Hardin County Schools. She's supposed to be going to North Park. Do I need to register her?
And Mr. Lewis and I were actually just talking about that.
So let me clarify that. So if you had a student last year that attended preschool in one of our preschool programs and they're rolling up to kindergarten, they should be already registered and ready to go, so you could fulfill that annual update process through the parent portal. If there's a complication with that for any reason, call the school that they'll be attending. The folks there can help you with that, any specific questions that you may have. We're going to have some work through things that we're learning as you are, to be honest with you, about the online registration process. There very well may be some questions that we're going to have to find an answer to. We certainly can do that, and we'll do that very willingly.
We've got another question. Someone's moving into the area, say today, and they're missing the open enrollment period. All is not lost. They can certainly come at any time.
Absolutely. You can come at any time from this point forward. There should be school personnel there at the school to help you register from this point forward.
Ms. Sharon, when will we find out if our preschool child will be either an AM or a PM student at Heartland Elementary?
So we're working on that right now,
Okay.
working closely with transportation. We're enrolling students every day. So when we enroll several students for a class or for a school, then that adjusts the transportation route. So they should be finding that out certainly within the next couple weeks. And we do not start preschool until August the 26th. So it does allow a little bit of time in there, but as soon as our teachers are back, and they'll be communicating with their families about what session they would be in.
And talking about preschool, you have dedicated buses just for preschool,
We
right?
do. We have dedicated buses for preschool in all of our schools with the exception of North Park. And North Park, our preschool students and kindergarten students ride together, and they are only preschool and kindergarten on those buses.
Okay. Anything else? We've caught up on our questions. Thank you, Tasha, for your compliment. We appreciate that. Anything else that anybody would like to share? Mrs. Sutton?
I'll also share, we're continuing our Hardin County Schools Early Learning Academy.
Yep.
We have a North Park as well as a College View campus. Miss Amy Wood is the supervisor over our child care, whether it is school age after school child care or during the day. The Early Learning Academy, you may apply if you are a staff member of the district or if you're a grandparent who has a grandchild needing child care and the grandparent is an employee of Hardin County Schools. Additionally, all ECTC students. If you are a full-time student and you have a child birth through right before school, at age 5, that they might apply. There are waiting lists for some of our rooms, for some of the age group rooms. But if you want to give a call to 270-769-8800 and ask for Miss Anna Masterson or Miss Amy Wood, they can direct you further, or you can look online as well for the Early Learning Academy application and submit it.
Okay. Anybody have anything else? Mr. Sutton?
I get asked all the time about what programs do we have online my child can do at home at night. Every elementary school has a reflex math contract. If you want to work on your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division facts, you can get on that daily till you meet your green light. Every elementary school has an Edgenuity contract for Path Blazer. Connects to your child's MAP scores, allows you to work on specific skills to your child's learning path. So those are definitely 2 programs your child's, if you have Wi-Fi at home with access to an iPad or a Chromebook or a laptop, you can do that at home.
We may see, parents may see maybe a dip in the first MAP score, is that correct? And then it will go up from there just because of
Potentially, there could be a little
Yeah.
summer slide, but we
Yeah.
focus on the growth. By the winter and the spring, we're looking for them to meet, every child to meet their expected growth. 1 year of growth for every child in this district.
Absolutely. All right, and MAP is essential. We love MAP, right?
It's an essential data source that we
Yeah.
use to really look at the learning needs of every child and to set goals with every child and help them reach those goals. And I know Ms. Morgan set a big goal to have a higher percentage of students on grade level at every grade level in this district. We're looking at 80 to 90% of our students trying to be on grade level at the end of the year, and that expectation is given to our principals, our teachers. We're talking about that in PLCs and faculty meetings, and they've really bought in tremendously on these efforts, and we're working toward that.
All right, we got a question here. When will West Hardin's soon student schedules be released? That's the best way to find out information. Probably just contact the school. Each school is different on when they're going to be posting their schedules. If a child is transferring into a new school, when will we need to make a new parent portal account with that school to fill out that paperwork just as soon as possible, correct?
It's a district parent portal
Right.
account. If they're
Right.
moving to a new school, they do need to go into that new school and register their student, just as we discussed before.
Right. Okay.
And
We got a couple minutes left, Ms. Morgan.
in conclusion, just keep in mind that our hashtag is HCS Stronger Together. And for you as the parents, that means the more support you give to your child at home and the more support you give to the school and the school district, the greater the outcome will be. So just keep that in mind. Mr. Sutton talked about reading with your child, doing sight words. Just pay attention and listen to your child as they come home. Ask them about the exciting things that are happening in their schools daily. I cannot communicate enough. The more you front load us with success and your dedication to your child and reading with them and asking them about school, the greater the success will be as they exit Hardin County Schools and go on to greater endeavors. So again, we appreciate your support. We look forward to a great school year. This is one kickoff. But again, enjoy the last, I believe Mr. Wright said 14 days of summer, but we certainly look forward to having you back, and we are working hard to make it the best school year yet.
Okay. One last call. We're out of questions here online. Nobody has submitted any new questions. Anybody have anything else? We're grateful to everybody sitting around this table. We're grateful for you for tuning in this morning, and this is brand new for us. We've never done anything like this before. So we have 50 followers at one time, and we've had probably about 8 or 10 questions. So that's good stuff. So again, thank you for what you do for our district. You make life easier for everybody sitting around this table by your dedication to your child in the Hardin County Schools.